How was Hot Farm yesterday?
It was good. It's funny, all these festivals are so different from each other. It's so different from Reading and Leeds and V-Fest, you know, everything has its own vibe. There was a lot of like older bands. So there was the age range from at the place was like 6-year-olds to like 70-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. But a crowd really gathered towards the end of our set, and I was really blown away.
Oh,
so
that's good.
yeah, it was awesome.
Who did you see there? Did you go and see anyone?
I didn't see anybody.
You didn't?
No, I watched a bit of Richard Ashcroft, but we had to get going. Like it was kind of like running around all day.
Yeah.
But you can hear good stuff happening. So
that's cool.
Everywhere you go.
Which tour date are you most looking forward to? Hint, say this one.
Ooh, this one.
Yeah. No.
Actually, a lot of them. I mean, everything for a different reason. I love Birmingham because last time we played in this small room and it sold out really fast, so the crowd was really fun and it was really cool. Sheffield, we haven't been there in a long time, so that'll be good. Glasgow's always crazy. The Scottish are so crazy. Yeah, and Cardiff's the same way. Like the Welsh are awesome. So yeah, so
that show was really good actually last time.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Manchester, I just love Manchester. So
it's very cool. Okay. You have a huge worldwide following. For those who don't know you, can you explain about yourself how you got into music?
That is a good question. It would be just having a passion in my heart for it, and I think that kind of thing you're born with. You're born with the desire to do whatever you're meant to do, and like my dad used to play as well, and he always really plays by heart, and he kind of taught that to me. I remember he would play and I'd be less scared and I would be less worried about everything, so it has a really strong power that I think I picked up on and then started to play after that, and that led me to learning how to play instruments and then learning how to write, and then eventually wanting to do more and get more involved with it, and when you're young and you have this great vision for what you want your music to be and no one's there to help you, you do everything yourself. So I planned my album covers and I started to build some websites and wrote songs and did production and put albums together, you know, and these things didn't go anywhere, but it taught me to look at things in the big picture, and everything went from there.
I always love how you have that determination. It's like with Sibera, like the Rocky, and now look at it, like everyone's just like
like you have to have the vision to know that what you're doing is what you're meant to be doing, whether or not you face opposition or you face people that are unsure, because no one's ever going to know except for you. It's like you don't see what's going on, you know. You really gotta, if you know that you do what you love, that you're doing what you love, you're making something you're really proud of, go for it.
Fair enough. You were featured on Silverstein's album, A Shipwreck in the Sands, on the last track. How did that come about?
They're from Toronto area, not Toronto, but close. And we ended up in the same circle of friends. Billy is a friend of mine, introduced to another friend of mine, so it's like, yeah, it's just weird. It's Canadian music scene, it's a little smaller than you think, but, and he asked me to be on the track on their album, and it was funny because I was like a fangirl when I was a teenager. I remember like, they're a robot from When Broken Is Easily Fixed. I like used to draw that robot and like put it on my, I had it on my wall, and I had all these like pictures from magazines, and I was like, you know, scene kid in high school. So like, yeah, I loved all that kind of music, and I was like front row at their shows and stuff, and then years later they asked me to be in the record. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I did the song with them. It's amazing, beautiful, long, it's like a big story, and there's lots of visuals when you listen to it. Yeah, it's really great lyrics. So did the part, and then later told them that I was a fangirl.
What did they say?
I think I actually wrote them fan mail too.
Oh,
yeah.
They were like, I remember this.
Shane's like, whoa.
Pictures of robots.
Yeah.
You also went on tour with Our City ages ago when there was so much hype about it. Not that there's not hype now. But,
yeah.
How was that experience? Was that good?
That was awesome. Well, that was kind of like a really big introduction to a lot of people for my music. I mean, he was playing to thousands and thousands and thousands of people all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Even over here, it was the same way, and so it really helped me get in front of people that weren't familiar with my stuff and introduce myself. You know, it was amazing, and it was a really good fit because people were going to see electronic pop, and they got it. You know?
Yeah. One more question about collaborations. What was it like to feature on Bring the Horizons trip?
That was awesome. Another situation where you meet people along the way and then they ask you to be part of something and you do.
Yeah.
I met them, it was years ago in Rhode Island, and we were both snowed in at the same hotel. And we were on tour there. They were on, I can't think of the name of the tour they were on. What is the name of that? No, it wasn't the AV tour. Thursday with
Chaos.
Taste of Chaos, yeah. They were Taste of Chaos. Anyway, that's really irrelevant information. Yeah. Let's tweet and find out. Ended up like partying with them that night, and then keeping in touch over the next few years. And then they're making the new record and hit me up on Facebook. Hey, so we've asked everyone, and you're the last person. You want to do this? It's kind of true. And it was really cool. And so yeah, we ended up doing it together. It's really great.
It's good how you always do collaboration with people who are a lot different to you.
Yeah, it keeps your vocals exercised and trying to do different things. It's fun.
I saw a little tweet from by Bo the other day about a hearing you.
The like remix thing?
Yeah.
Well, I did. I took that song because it's a beautiful song and I love his voice.
Yeah.
And there's always so much going on. That's their genre, right? It's energetic and it's exciting and it's heavy. But if you strip his vocals away, you get something else out of them. So I just took his vocals and built different music around the track. I don't know if they'll ever put it out. I just made it for them.
Yeah, it's cool. So more about you personally. You're a huge style icon to many. There's even dedicated websites trying to copy your style. What would you describe it as, and where did you get your inspiration from? 15-count boots.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? We were talking about our boots, and I was like, they're good. They're quality, and well, they did break after a while, but that's what it's about. It's about finding things that really pique your interest. I really like things that look battle worn. I don't know why. It's like this.
Warcraft.
Yeah, and I mean Warcraft is pretty medieval, but there's something to be said for that feeling like you could battle in it and not worry about breaking a nail, and that has a lot to do with the way that I dress. I wear the same black pants all the time, and boots that you can walk through a puddle in, or you can walk through sand. Like it doesn't matter. It's comfortable, and it's a little bit empowering knowing that nothing about the terrain is gonna hold you back. And shirts that are already ripped, you know. Yeah, exactly. It's like everywhere. Yesterday I couldn't believe it was crazy. I was warned though, so I was ready. But yeah, like it has a lot to do with a warrior vibe, mixed with kind of, I don't know what the word is. I'm really bad at explaining my style, but I know my style and I have a sense of it. It's basically, I've learned what works for me and is comfortable, but that I feel, you should feel sexy and you should feel like a woman, but in the right ways. And it's something that you just have to know yourself to understand what works, you know.
Right, because even your, what was it? I can't remember, brown dress.
Yeah,
what
2008 was it?
Yeah. But even that is like your own style, and it's nice and simple, but it just looks good.
Oh, that's another thing. Simplicity is nice. I don't wear a whole lot of accessories or anything like that because I remember when I was young, I was staying with my Oma, and she was always very concerned when I wore a little chain necklace. She said, "You're gonna choke at night," and kind of just stopped wearing them.
Oh, fair enough.
I think I was choked by one at some point, so I don't wear that much.
You can't be a singer to just smash your head on the
Yeah, exactly. Like, cottage mic stand.
Have you ever done that?
On what?
Like smash your face on the microphone?
Yeah, well, I chipped my tooth last tour. I had to get it filled in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm very unnatural. This is all fake. I felt like that afterwards. I was like, no.
So, we know you're a bit of a fan of the UK, and a question this is actually me who asked this. The question I would like to know is why you like Wetherspoon so much.
It's like, well, the more I hear about it, the less I like it, because people always tell me bad things about it because they don't want me to like it. But
I think it's just like one of those things. Like Shannon loves it. Oh, she
really?
loves it. Yeah.
Well, she's Canadian, so it's just UK people that don't like it.
Yeah.
It's cheap and good and quick, and that's kind of like the epitome of what you want on tour.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Any other things you like about the UK? Quick things. Do you like anything about the UK?
I like a lot about the UK. I mean, aside from the rain, which I don't really like, the people here for starters, there's a lot of history. There's a lot more history here. That you can see in the architecture, and you can see in the culture, and you can see in the streets. There's a lot more than there is in Canada, for example, which is much younger overall. And I think the people have a slightly better understanding of shows and music because there is so much music here, and things are a bit closer together, so people can go to shows, and it's easier for them to see shows. You know, you go to some rural parts of Canada, and sometimes they've never been to a show, been to a concert, you know. So it's nice to, I think that influences people's perception of themselves. I think music is very powerful, and it affects a personality and a character, and I think that it helps build the culture. And I don't know, it's awesome. There's some aspects of it that go really deep that I really love.
Okay, a couple more questions. You went to, you've obviously been here, America, Australia, going to Europe. Do you think you'll ever spread further afield? Like there was one girl I asked on Twitter, wristband?
Yeah, she's from Singapore.
Yeah, she wants you to come to Singapore.
Yeah.
Even on holidays.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to?
I hope so, man. I really would love to. It's funny, like people, I think one of the greatest misconceptions about this industry is that like we can control it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where I would, if it were up to me, I would go back to the Philippines and do a show, and I would go to Singapore, and I would go to Malaysia, and all these places where you hear that are great shows, like South America. But it is a logistical nightmare to get somewhere where you don't know if you're going to make money.
Yeah.
You know, because it costs a lot to go on tour, and it costs a lot to fly places, and it costs a lot to pay everybody that's working on the tour and work on the show and putting the show on. So you have to kind of know that it's going to work out, and sometimes you never know. Sometimes you take a risk, and with a lot of, like, most of the first time I came to the UK, it's you don't make any money, right? But you come because you're introducing yourself, and it's like, you know, it works out in the long run, but you have to have that kind of vision to know it's going to work.
Well, it's like now, like you've come back and you're in a bigger.
Right, exactly. And you got to come here in order to do that. So it's like it's baby steps. Yeah, definitely. We're back 4.5 months since we've been here.
Yeah.
I know. I can't believe it either. So
Can we count on another foot now?
I wish.
How are you actually like? Are you not tired as like? I really want to swear, but I shouldn't. I mean,
Tired as F.
It's like you look at your tour and it's like tour day, 2-day break. Australia, tour day.
Yeah, it's intense for sure. But then you get things like in Australia, it was crazy. Like we were so tired and so messed up. And when I got home, I was messed up for like a week. And then you come here and it seems like a walk in the park compared to that. So it makes you used to it. But yeah, it's a lifestyle for sure, and you get used to it. Kind of. You're always a little bit tired.
Yeah.
But you learn to power through it. I mean,
You're very tired on stage. That's what matters.
Well, you know, it's because you get adrenaline, and adrenaline plays a big part. Then you get home and crash. So it's kind of, it works to your advantage because you're like up and then down, and you get sleep, and then do it all over again. So it's just conditioning your body to work in the scenario that your career has taken you.
Oh, you're very hard work. What are your plans for the rest of 2012? Is there a new album or EP in the works?
I haven't started working on the new album yet. I'm still, because Siberia is like not even one yet. It's October now. Is it June right now? July. So Siberia is like 9 months old. So I think we're still touring on that for the rest of the year. This is going to be a lot of festivals this summer all over America. We're going to Holland and back to Europe. So there's a lot.
There's a lot of people in Europe excited.
I can't wait. We went there. The only time we've ever played there is with Owl City. So first time doing our own stuff, and I'm really looking forward to it. Especially the Holland festivals, because we haven't played festivals outside of North America and UK. Right? So it'll be our first experience with that. I also learned like a phrase that they say in Holland, but I probably shouldn't say it. That's all I know.
Will you say that again?
It's never mind.
Say it.
Bergen in the Kurgan.
Okay.
Apparently means banging in the kitchen. That's all I know. So I can actually put it to use. I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot of touring for the rest of the year, and I have been working on a new project.
A little secret song.
Yeah, I've been dropping some hints.
There's been acoustic guitars, piano.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. I can tell you that, and I've been working really hard on it, and it's beautiful.
Okay. Your first single off Siberia was Where the Fences, though, right?
Here it was, yeah, and now it's Toes, I think.
Is Toes out now?
I think there's been different ones in every country. It's very confusing.
Okay.
But yes.
Well, I just wanted to ask, what is Where the Fence is Low about? Because I've looked for like what it means, but no one.
Yeah, interesting. Well, because I say it sometimes at shows. It's basically, I used to have this recurring dream where I've deduced to the cliffs of Moher in Ireland, but they're beautiful, tall, crazy cliffs, and they were in the movie Princess Bride.
Right.
I think they called them the Cliffs of Insanity.
Okay.
But beautiful, intimidating, and in the dream I was always like on the edge of these. It was very vivid too, and it was some otherworldly dimension, like everything was crazy. And it was a scary dream, but it was a nice dream, and it's a challenging spot where you're scared, but it's exciting.
Right.
And you feel safe to a certain degree. You feel kind of free. So it was really like the most memorable thing about dreams is your feeling, right? Is the way that you feel in them. So that was really influential in what making me want to write about it. So one night I wrote like this. It's basically the chorus and the first verse, and then put some production in and brought it in to the studio the next day. And I was working with Togs and said, "This is what I've been dreaming about, and this is the song, and I don't know if we can do anything with it." So we started to put it together because it's a really nice melody. And I never ever had the dream again after that.
Oh.
It just disappeared. So it became kind of like the only memory that I have of this dream that I used to have straight for about a year.
Right.
Figured that, yeah, I think it deduced what it all meant in my head, but
Okay.
yeah.
What does actually Where the Fence is Low, like what does that mean?
It's the idea of freedom, and that was the cool thing about creating the record, is that it was a new zone, and it was scary because a lot of the sounds we were coming up with were different from my first record and kind of unsafe, like they were a little bit gnarly, and so we were venturing into that territory, but I felt really comfortable there. Like, it's like, I know this is different, but it's cool. So I think that's what the dream was about. It's good to think about those kind of things. The spiritual connect with us in our dreams. And in the dream, like on the edge of the cliff is like a little fence. So it's there to represent to represent safety, but it's not hard to fall over it. So there's a sense of freedom, like you're not trapped by the fence. But yeah.
Okay. One more thing. Could you do a British accent for us?
Oh. It'll probably be a combination of a whole bunch of different kinds of British accents.
That's true.
I don't know.
Oh, that was pretty good actually.
Actually, I don't know how to do a British accent. Wait, I don't know. Tell me something to say and I'll try. But then I'll just copy you then. Say something in a Canadian accent.
Okay.
And I'll say it in British.
I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Britain is the best. I can't say country, can I? England is the best country in the world.
That's pretty good. World was a little bit British,
World.
England is the best country in the world.
Oh yeah, that was very London. That was good.
Was it London? That's crazy. I don't know. But
well, thank you for.
thank you.
The tour. I felt like a little pirate now.